bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag do. You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag do. Oh.
I may be young, but I'm ready to give you all my love. I told my girls you can get it. Don't slow it down, just let it go. So in love.
Everybody, my name is Bicana. Welcome back to my channel. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos regarding traveling, Jamaica, exploring, beauty, fashion, lifestyle. Yeah. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than our usual video. We're going to be talking about tips for new renters. So I have my computer to my left, and if you see me, look over this side. That's why I have all my notes right on my computer. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible, but also very fun for you guys. So we're going to jump right into it. Tips for new renters. So tip 1, I'm actually just going to plug it out really quick. Tip 1, don't be afraid to be aggressive with your landlord. I have 4 points after this tip. Number 1 is keep records of before and after you move in. Number 2, send messages of everything that's wrong with pics and videos. Number 3, don't be afraid to call and keep calling. Number 4, if your rental unit is not kept in good repair, you have a number of options ranging from withholding a portion of the rent to paying for the repairs and deducing the cost from your rent. So the reason why I said don't be afraid to be aggressive with your landlord is because you want to make sure you're living in a place that is 1, livable, and that's 2, that's worth the money that you're paying for. So make sure you stay in contact with your landlord, take pictures, call, text, do anything you have to do to get in contact and to make sure that they're receiving the information. So if anything were to transpire, you can go to court and you can make your formal complaints. Number 2, shop around. Don't buy at the first location you go to. So number 1 under that bullet point is keep a list of prices from each location. And then number 2, it's wise to budget. So make sure you're going to different locations, getting prices of different items, so you're not buying the most expensive item at the first location that you go to. And the reason why I said it's important to budget is because you want to make sure you're saving money. You already have other bills to pay for, so budgeting when it comes to furniture and food and groceries is just the best thing that will help you and your bank account. Number 3, get to know your neighbors. They watch your place when you're there and when you're not. I have 3 points after that. Number 1, they might have insiders. So places renting, if your friends want to rent, they have places with good deals, so they might know the best grocery store in the neighborhood or the best hardware store. Number 3, they'll do favors for you. Meaning if you run out of sugar, you can knock on your neighbor's door. If you run out of batteries, you can knock on your neighbor's door and ask them because you're familiar with them. And I actually skipped over one. So number 2 would be they'll include you in community information. So for my community, we have a WhatsApp group chat where we talk about, you know, if water is going to be cut off because they're fixing pipes, or if they're going to be digging up some part of the community to lay some new whatever they're doing, then I'll always be informed because my neighbor included me in the community group chat. Number 4, get a yard person, a plumber, a cleaner. Do it yourself if you have to, but don't feel bad if you have to pay someone else to do it. You want to keep your yard clean because it just, you know, it's a respect thing. It's a respect for your neighbors, it's a respect for yourself, it's a respect for the property, and a good yard will make you feel good in return. Number 5, get comfortable with being alone. Yes, get comfortable with being alone, especially if you are living alone. So I have 4 points after that. Number 1 is it sucks sometimes, but you can't change it unless you move in with someone else or if you sublet your place. Number 2 is play music and dance, walk around naked, watch movies, read, keep yourself entertained any way you want. So I'll get into those. Number 3, there's nothing wrong with being alone. And number 4, invite family or friends over every now and then to balance out you being alone and you having company. So the reason why I list these things is it can be sad and very lonely to be alone, but you can't change it. You're renting alone, you're gonna be alone. But enjoy it. Walk around your place, do whatever you want to do, have fun. It's your place. Enjoy your alone time. Like, don't be afraid to be alone with yourself. There's nothing wrong with being alone. I think being alone is one of the best things you can do for yourself because you get to know yourself better. How can you not feel comfortable when you're by yourself and then want to go be around other people? You're not going to be comfortable around other people if you can't even be comfortable around yourself. And then to balance those all out, you know, if you absolutely need it, you know, it's been a couple weeks, you've seen nobody, invite some friends over. Like, have a movie night, have a family night, have a game night, have taco night, you know, just do things like just bring some people in, feed off their energy, and then at the end of the night you can say bye, you got your space back. So that's what's fun about renting by yourself. So number 6 is learn about your community. I have 4 points after that, which is number 1, know how many exits there are in your area. Number 2, parking. So know about shared spots, if you can park in certain locations, if you can park at the corner of the road or not. Number 3, learn about bus and taxi routes, highways, supermarkets, hardware stores, local shops. Just, you know, get familiar with those things in your community so you know exactly where they are and you can get to them whenever you need to. And then the final one for that point is know when garbage and recycling, if your area recycles, know when those things are collected. So the reason why I said know how many areas there are in your area is because you want to be able to have an out. You want to get out. If there's a fire, you want to know how many exits you can get out of building, how many entrances, exits are in your community itself. You want to know these things. Learn about parking because, come on, you just have to know where you can and cannot park. You don't want to get a ticket. That's another thing too, more specifically for abroad. Know when you have to park on certain sides of the road. Know if you have to switch Monday through Thursday, you park on this side, and then on Friday through Sunday you park on the other side. Learn about these things so you don't get a ticket. The other thing now is if you don't drive, you want to know your bus and taxi routes. You want to know where is the closest stop to your house so you're not taking unnecessary risk getting off 2 blocks before you need to and having to walk home by yourself. Just learn about those things. And then know when garbage and recycling is collected because you want to make sure that you're not piling up garbage, you're not throwing garbage where it isn't supposed to be thrown. And recycling and garbage aren't necessarily collected on the same day. Sometimes recycling is collected after, sometimes it's collected before. So make sure you get a hold of these things, and that's what I'm saying, don't be afraid to talk to your neighbors because they can share these things with you. You don't have to do it alone. Number 7, it's furnish your apartment over time. There's literally no rush. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed if you don't have a new flat screen TV or if you don't have the couch or the bed exactly when you or your friends think you should have it. Do everything on your own time. If you have the money, then go ahead and buy it. If you don't, then don't. Like, don't spend money just to impress other people when you know you can't afford it yet. So the points that I have underneath that is have fun with doing some DIYs. Literally, you have the opportunity to create your own TV stand. Go to the hardware store and buy wood and watch a YouTube video and do it yourself. Save your money, You can thrift. If you have thrift stores in your area, go to the thrift store. I'm pretty sure you can find some amazing couch, some amazing cable, like console centers where you can set up your TV. You can probably even find some TVs at the thrift store because some thrift stores have an electronic section. Number 3, get things made for affordable prices. So specifically for Jamaica, you can get things made. You can get your bed frame made. You can get your wardrobe made. You know, you don't have to go into expensive stores and pay for things that you cannot afford. Keyword yet. Number 8, don't move in before anything you want to be fixed is fixed, because landlords take their sweet time when you're already moved in. So make sure if something needs to be fixed, you get the landlord to fix it before you move in, because once you move in, they take 50 years. That's just on period, and that's from my experience as well. Something needed to be fixed and my landlord took forever to get to it. Like I had to bat him up. Like I had to text him constantly and say, listen, nobody now beg you, nobody never, you know, teeth your place or squat on your place and them something, you're like, come fix it. And you best believe he came and fixed it. These are just things you have to do. You have to bad them up sometimes, and that's not really in my personality to get all rough and loud and all them extra something here, but you have to do that. So bypass that by not moving in until everything is fixed. Number 9, be on time, which is harder said than done, but pay bills on time. You want your light or water to you don't want your light or water to shut off on you, and you might need a recommendation letter from your landlord. If you decide to move into a new place, whether that be renting, buying, or even moving into a new company, a new job, you're gonna want a letter from your landlord. Sometimes you're gonna need a letter from your previous landlord. So keep things on time, keep things stable, make sure everything is exactly what it should be. If it's supposed to be paid on the first, pay it on the first. Sometimes no, pay it ahead of time. Ahead of time is on time. That should be the motto, because if you're paying ahead of time, you never run the risk of being late. If you're trying to pay on time, you might be late. So do that. And then the final one, I know I went pretty quickly, but all of these will be down in the description box, so please give this video a like. Make sure you comment down below if you have tips for any new renters, if you're an old renter, if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, if you're a landlord, let me know. Leave some comments down below to help people out. So the final one is ask your landlord before you make any changes to the property. Just because you live there doesn't mean you own the place, right? You cannot get up and say, you know what, I don't like this kitchen, I'm remodeling the whole thing. You can't do that if you're a renter. If you bought the place, then you can tear down the whole place if you want to. But you are a renter, you're renting, you have to get permission, which I believe the more simpler permissions would be you can hang up pictures and you can repaint, but just know that when you're ready to move out, you're gonna have to fill those holes and you're gonna have to paint the building or the room back in the original color. So the points that I have underneath that would be: ask before you put up nails, before you paint, or before you make any interior structural change to the property. Ask the permission of the owner of the property before you do all of these things, because you do not want to get sued. You do not want to lose your deposit if you put down a deposit, and you don't want anybody just saying you got to get out of their place because you did something like change the color of the bathroom, you know? Number 2, this will affect your deposit, as I just previously stated. And then number 3, keep the place in good shape, or this too will affect your deposit. You have something such as a natural wear and tear. Basically, you know, if you rent somewhere for like 5 years, of course over 5 years a white carpet isn't going to be completely white. It might be off-white or a cream color, but this is completely acceptable. What it can't be is black, because white cannot go to just black. You have to keep the place clean and, you know, be organized. So that's it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos regarding traveling, lifestyle, and Jamaica. Please leave a comment down below letting me know some tips that you might have for future renters, and also let me know what you think about my advice. Stay tuned. Bye guys.